What up, y'all? Justin Gay, Seeds Xanadu. Today, it is all about the shed. What it is I'm going to be doing with the shed. And, let's get into it. Looks like I have the do-rag on. So it's been raining out here a lot, so that's why I had to throw that little canopy up there. I wasn't quite certain if I was gonna actually put shingles up on top. But I think ultimately I might, so that'll be coming down here soon, at least soon enough. So for those of you that have followed the channel now for a while, know that this shed has actually been a lot of different things, or was getting ready to be purposed as a lot of different things. Originally it was going to be a shed for growing microgreens in. Then it was going to turn into a cooler. We're going to utilize a cool bot, going to go that whole way. Then it was just going to become a shed. And I was going to actually turn it into a nursery. The last one, the latest one, we were actually going to turn this into a mushroom hut. That's why it's all insulated and looking insulated. Things happen, and I have decided to just go ahead and forego the whole mushroom hut. And one of the big things that I really wanted to do this year was to start really focusing on what it is that I have. Not only focusing on what it is that I have, but begin to double down on what's working on what it is that I have. One of the main pieces that have been missing now for years was me having a nursery, a place where I could just transplant in, really, you know. We have been using, for the most part, our microgreen grow area for it, and it's just, it kind of just becomes cumbersome in for a lot of different reasons, as well as I feel that the end product, a lot of times, the transplants, especially when it comes to lettuce, aren't really up to par. Not to mention everything gets elongated. Remember, that system, it's for microgreens, you know what I mean? So it's cool for things that get stretched out. I don't really want things to get stretched out when it comes to my row crops, you know? Only thing I can really think of when it comes to that, they're not being handled or grown correctly as transplants. That is what this area is going to become. It's just going to be pretty much everything just for seedlings, transplants, plant starts. I can now move them outside. A lot of them I don't have to be inside of my house anymore. So that's going to be pretty cool. We can do our cuttings. We can put all that kind of stuff in here. And like I said, just really start doubling down on what we have going on the plot, things that people have been just wanting more of, things that I've been selling out of, making sure that now those things are going to get handled, really, as opposed to going into like a different enterprise like mushrooms. I think mushrooms are great, but you know, at this point in time, I don't know that I really want to learn how to grow mushrooms right now. I have a couple other things that I'm getting ready to learn, and mushrooms probably will eventually get involved in that. But for this year, you know, I'm cool. I had somebody here that was going to get ready to do them, but they've actually since moved on. And so I'm like, you know what, man, like I said, I'm just going to double down and do what it is that I know how to do, and something that I've been wanting to do now for a long time. So that's what's going on in the shed, which is now going to become a nursery. So I'll be showing you guys all the stuff that we've been doing to get this thing together. Really looking forward to it, man. I think this whole little area over here is going to be really cool. But anyhow, with it turning into a nursery, what I'm doing is laying in some linoleum here. Just a little bit of added protection. That's all that really is. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Yo, so it's been a couple days. I got the floors in. Oh, man. Don't cut. Remember that. When it comes to laying down linoleum or that vinyl flooring, don't cut. Not a good idea. Right now, however, what we're going to be doing is getting all of the wood for the shelves. Pretty simple build, especially because I had this shed already here. What's crazy, dude, is I had a lot of these pieces already here. The only thing that I'm actually buying is some of the lumber. Actually, all the lumber that we're going to be using today. And the lights. Although we will not be doing the lights today. Today is my birthday. So, yeah, I'm going to be taking off. Just bees like that sometime in the life of Xanadu. Anyway, let's go. 92 inches. Now we chop. Been eating one of these. For the shelves themselves, I'm just gonna go ahead and use just a big piece of plywood. I had them at Home Depot actually just cut this in 12-foot sections. That's the smallest section that they can actually cut this anyway. I'm sorry, not 12-foot, but 12-inch sections. I had them rip this so that now these will become our shelves. It's the cheapest way to get this little project done. This was actually only one board. It cost me like $10.95, and I got 4 tiers out of the thing. So measure, measure, mark, cut. Seeing that there's a bit of a gap due to that middle beam there, I just cut these little pieces out right here, and they're gonna act like little spacers for my corners so that the 2x4 lays flush. Little trick I picked up from the doodad. Tapping in a screw or whatever, if you run it backwards and then forward, you don't have to go around and actually drill in little pilot holes. You can just do that, and it's a lot faster. All right, so this is feeling really good. This ain't going nowhere, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and repeat these steps again. There's no need for you guys to watch that. I'm only gonna be doing 2 tiers right here. This side, for the most part, is gonna be mainly for my lettuce anyway, only for this plot. The most I really grow is right about 18 trays of lettuce at one time. At least that's what I plan on doing this year. That's actually a first for me. However, we probably will be putting in some more trays, or actually some more racks over here. We need a little bit more space for our tomatoes. And I figure all the juvenile tomatoes, or the tomatoes that are a little bit older, we can just put down here, and we'll have lights, and they can just kind of grow underneath there for if we have anything in interim or whatever. But dude, I'm so stoked on this area, man. This is gonna be so cool. This is my first like nursery, something I've been wanting for a long time. Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. And what justifies this is seeing that now we are going to definitely be doing a lot more transplanted lettuce crops. It definitely needs to have its own area. Now I'm just putting on these little L brackets. This is actually where the tiers are going to sit on. So I'm actually measuring these things right about 25 inches apart. Also for these guys, these bottom screws right here to make sure that this thing's nice and sturdy and secure. It's actually the main reason I actually put this 2x4 in. So from the bottom of this bracket to the top of this beam, or this 2x4, is out 1.5 inches. That's how I kept this whole entire piece level. Alrighty, I'm gonna go grab a 10-20 tray. I think for the most part where it's sitting right now is pretty good, but I'm gonna get that 10-20 tray to just be on the safe side. So I'll leave a little bit of the gap behind the actual tier itself. I don't want to go too far just because there will be some weight on this. These things are rated at 200 pounds. I don't ever think 200 pounds is ever going to get up here, but because I've come off of the back end, or the butt point of the rack here, of the bracket, that's where most of the power is going to lie, and that's where I would prefer them to be, back here like that, but it doesn't give me the space. I don't even think more than 50 pounds is going to go up here at any given time, so I think we should be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and just put the other shelf right here, seeing that I can just utilize this beam. If I needed to, of course, I can actually tie another one of these layers here if I wanted to go that way, but that's just gonna give me a lot less shelf space. Remember, I do want to hang a light here, and it wouldn't be bad to be able to have an option of being able to raise the light if I wanted to. That might actually be cool to actually have this distance as well. Again, this isn't an area that I really need a lot of space in, so I don't really mind taking up this much, like utilize this big of a gap for this out here right now. We can actually use these spaces here. If I want to or need to, we can actually add more racks. But for right now, man, I think this is gonna be perfect. All right, guys. So the shelves are in. Each one of these tiers holds one maxi tray, so the really big trays that I use, which is really nice. That means I can get away with bottom feeding these. We'll see how things go, how we play with things. This is a pretty easy build. We're not done yet. Like I was saying before, this whole corner right here will be dropping like a little seating table. And then over there, we're gonna go ahead and just put more shelves in there too. Gotta get the tomatoes going. So all in all, it looks like I'll be able to hold these between these two racks. It looks like a minimum of 16. This tier, however, might need some supplemental lighting right along this area here, just because the light fixture is probably gonna hang about here and only gonna spill about that far. If I do plan to put another tray over here, like something like this, right? See how like little light that gets? We'll see how this reflection, the reflective material works as well. I'm not sure. See y'all soon. Yo, so another pretty windy day out here, but I finally got back out to the nursery. I've already put this shelf in. It's working out really well. So that actually fits the 1020 on just right. For right now, I think this is enough. It's nice because everything is right here at eye level, dude. Like I can grab it, it's easy for me to grab. Yeah, man, I'm really digging the way it's coming out. It's really looking really nice. This is gonna be awesome. All right, y'all, see you soon. Yo, so I'm not exactly sure on what day it's been. It's been a few days later. I am now kind of just finishing up a little bit, piece by piece of this build. In fact, I'm gonna have to stop pretty soon because I'm gonna go pick up the lights. But I'm gonna go ahead and do my best to get this table done before it gets too dark. I already cut this pallet down to size. Here in Fontana, pallets and stuff like this are really cheap, man. You can find them dirt cheap. Like I got this one for $5. So originally it was 87 by 28, but I cut it down to 70. Anyway, $5, man. Can't beat that. Got a little extra pallet piece here. Oh no, might come in handy. But you gotta watch that hoarding type of mentality. A little too strong. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to install it tonight. All the major cuts will be done. I actually have to go to set again. That's actually why I haven't been able to knock this thing out. Yeah. Now for the most part, I want this table to be just about the same size or height as this table's here. With our risers that we've installed on this table, we're about 35 inches. We'll make these cuts there as well. Yo, so here we are, all done. As you can see, we've already took this thing through its maiden voyage and it worked well. This is, as you guys can see, pretty much a low-tech little nursery, but I am very, very happy. I mean, look at this, y'all. Look at this. We already have pretty much 100% germination here, at least with the lettuce. The tomatoes are taking a little bit longer, but that's kind of to be expected. I actually threw a heater here. But this is awesome, guys. This is awesome. I probably won't be growing, at least, I don't expect to be growing much more lettuce greens here anyway. Right now I have enough for 3 rows, which is plenty for what I'm doing outside. So yeah, man, this is looking really good. Insulation is really working out really well for me. It's keeping things nice and warm in here. We'll see how it goes in the summer. More than likely, I'll have to drop a AC in here, or maybe even throw some type of swamp cooler in here, which I do have inside. I'm almost positive something like that's going to end up happening. This summer, the only thing that really is going to be growing in here is going to be lettuce greens, because we're on a 2-week cycle with those guys. So that's going to be the only thing. So we'll definitely need some type of cooling system. Here's a couple things that I have yet to do with this, but a couple features, low-tech features that we have going on. This right here is a seating table, nothing more than a pallet. Really simple build. Now what I want to do, however, is get these totes down here and have them attach up. So actually have this tote be attached to the top of this, right? This little thing right there moves. So now we can actually get all the compost and seeding mix and whatever just from underneath. So it'll be really nice to actually have that tote up. So now we won't be bending over. We can actually do everything just standing up really nice. We have a place for all my seeding stuff. So we can now keep the grow room and the post-harvesting. We can actually keep that just clean. And that's, oh man, it's so awesome in here. I love it. Took some time, but we got this one done. Oh yeah, another thing too, guys, I didn't even mention this. These lights, these guys right here, these are a 4-foot light. I got these balances for $5. Each one of these for $5 off of Let Go. Also seen a lot of good deals on OfferUp. So yeah, man, might want to keep that in mind. And these lights too, these are just regular T8s, man, that I got from Home Depot. They're gonna do way well enough job to get these guys going. I'm not trying to bring anything to fruiting or anything like that. I just need them to get started. We'll get them out, you know, to where they're a substantial size, and then go ahead and put them out on the plot. Be able to do all that right here. We'll do it right here, and then boom, we can actually just go ahead and throw it right on the plot. So less steps. This white in here is really doing a job. Here, I'll close the door. Look at that. There's very little difference. I am still waiting. I need to actually go back and grab some more lights, but they weren't around because I do want to hang another light here just for the seating table. Just for, I mean, it's not that I really feel as though I need it to seed, but it would be nice to have a little bit brighter there. That way I can actually leave more trays on here, and I can actually utilize this as more space to actually let things grow on. Right now we just got the tomatoes on there. They haven't popped yet. By the time they pop, I do plan to at least have some another light here. More than likely, if they get too big, we're going to be putting them underneath there. We'll get more lights underneath there as well. I'm actually thinking what's going to end up going underneath there is when I decide to, or when we actually succession for our tomatoes, we're actually going to let them get pretty big and do them in bags. At least that's the plan for now. And then put them out on the plot. Still do a lower and lean with those. It'd be really nice to have its own little area to be able to house a lot of those tomatoes. Don't get me wrong, we actually will probably have this whole floor covered in tomatoes, and then it's going to be spilling out as well out into here. For right now, we're watering everything once about every 2 days, and we're doing it all outside there. This whole little area, you know, probably is going to get changed up. We'll make that a little bit more conducive for this area, but this is a hell of a start. Another win, man. Hope this video helps you guys, man. You know what, man, I wanted to put this video out just to show you that it doesn't take a lot to get a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to go all out, man. This stuff was dirt cheap in terms of the build. It was dirt cheap for me to get this thing up. I don't know exactly how much I spent. I can't remember. Maybe I'll get a tally on it. I spent way under the amount of money that I thought I was going to end up spending. The most expensive thing, of course, was a shed. Again, you don't need a shed if you have a garage. I mean, you can build these types of shells out, guys. Like, you can easily build this. I mean, look at this. There's nothing. You can easily build that out of just wood, you know, just make a little wall and some support. But you can definitely do this inside of a garage, you know, very easy. So, yeah, man, or a shed. You see me doing it here now. So, very easy. I'm very happy. I like the space. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. If you want to keep up with what it is that I'm doing, you can always follow me on Instagram. Let me know what you guys are doing out there. In terms of your nursery, you guys got any cool little nursery setups and ideas? Let me see them. Also, I am thinking about eventually getting this thing to actually be self-watering, because right now we actually, like I was saying, have to bring them out to the table. There's only like 20 trays in here, so it's not that big of a deal, but you know, if we don't have to do it and have this thing automated, that would be really awesome. It's a matter of time before I get tired of coming out here and watering. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Peace. Look at them grow. It's working.